Canelo Alvarez the one to defeat the undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr.? No, he is not. We found that out in Vegas. Here's Mayweather looking good early. Lands a right. Alvarez did have a counter here, but look at Floyd. He's been laughing off opponents for almost 2 decades now. Ringside punch stats showed Mayweather was dominant, landing 232 of his 505 punches, 46%. As for Alvarez, just 22%. Alvarez called Floyd elusive, intelligent. He admitted he lost the fight, which to most anyone on the planet, they agreed with that, except one judge called it a draw. Here's Robert Flores in Vegas.
It was a decided pro-Canelo Alvarez crowd Saturday night in Las Vegas. But Floyd Money Mayweather silenced them and his opponent to run his record to a perfect 45-0. Welcome inside the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. Robert Flores joined alongside Teddy Atlas. For Floyd Mayweather, Teddy, it was a dominant, it was a surgical performance over Canelo Alvarez, but not a unanimous decision. C.J. Ross, the lone judge to have it a draw, and another dubious decision for this judge, the same judge that scored Timothy Bradley a win over Manny Pacquiao last June. Your thoughts on the draw by C.J. Ross?
And another dubious situation and another black eye for boxing. And guess what? Boxing is like the Cyclops. There's no more eyes left to blacken. This is really destroying the boxing industry. And it takes us away from the marvelous performance of Floyd Mayweather. Look, we're in the betting capital of the world. They put a betting line on anything. You can bet on the coin toss in the Super Bowl. You can bet on the under-over for how long the national anthem's going to go in the Super Bowl. But I can guarantee you one line that will not be up in this town tomorrow, and that will be the line of whether or not C.J. Ross, that criminal, that corrupt or incompetent, whatever you want to call her, I don't know what she is, but this is the second time she's done this. Just as you just finished saying, there will be no lineup tomorrow, whether or not she will be reprimanded by this commission or any commission, because she won't be, because it doesn't happen in boxing. Boxing is unregulated. It has no national commission like the other sports, and it's destroying itself.
Well, that's a subplot of this Saturday, this magnificent night for Floyd Mayweather, but the headline is Money Mayweather stays undefeated, stays dominant, and he spoke with our Bernardo Osuna after the fight.
Floyd, when you heard majority decision, what went through your mind?
I thought it was a joke. I was kind of shocked, but I'm not the judge. My job is to go out there, fight, and leave the fight in the judge's hands. I wanted to get the knockout. Things happen. Actually, me and Canelo bumped arms. I don't know what round. Could have been the 5th. We bumped arms. I kind of hurt my elbow, so I stopped using my jab for a couple rounds. But then, me being a true champion, I had to continue to use my jab, and I came off victorious tonight.
He was supposed to be the future of boxing, and you dissected him through the fight. Walk me through why you were so effective.
Canelo still is the future of boxing, along with Adrian Broner and a lot of other young champions that's up and coming. Only thing they have to do is wait their turn. But this opportunity presented itself. Canelo took the full opposition of the opportunity, and he went out there and he fought his heart out.
Your dad said you were going to be untouchable. The 133-day layoff, fighting twice within 4 months, did that help you stay sharp?
I think I would have been sharper if I was able to use my jab. I started off using my jab, then we bumped arms, I think in the 5th round. Things happen, but go back to the drawing board, talk it over with Al Heyman, talk it over with Leonard, see what we come up with.
You said you're going to fight twice next year?
Yes.
May, September. Give me some names.
Everybody is hunting for Floyd Mayweather. Everybody trying to get the lottery ticket for Floyd Mayweather. As of right now, I don't know who I'm fighting next. I want to go home and take a vacation.
Take a page out of your book. 44 have tried, 45 fights. They've all failed. With Floyd Mayweather, I'm Bernardo Osuna.
Yeah, they get a lottery ticket. He's Powerball personified. 45-0. He has 4 fights left on his current contract. He is going to fight 2 of them next year. That's what we believe is going to happen. But this one really opens up a real possibility that he's going to finish his career undefeated. There is one number he will not attain, and that is he will come close to the most wins to start a career, which belongs to Julio Cesar Chavez, who began his career 87-0.
Jesse Palmer, Danny Cannell, back with us to talk some more college football. Well over 100,000 in Austin yesterday to watch Texas take on Ole Miss. Third largest crowd in school history. Mac Brown, well, that seat a little bit warm these days, and KD on hand to take this one in. Third quarter, Ole Miss down 23-17. But Bo Wallace changing that right now.
Yeah, Bo Wallace can make plays with his arm, also makes plays with his legs. It really helps this offense stay balanced.
Kevin Durant play defense?
Wallace here faking the handoff and finding Evan Ingram. So Ole Miss on top 31-23. Texas punting now, and Jeff Scott did this all day long, Danny.
Ole Miss has got some weapons, too. I think they're going to be a surprise team this. They could give a team like Texas A&M or Alabama some fits.
One issue you keep seeing with Texas, though, whether it's defense or special teams, missing tackles in the open field.
Rebels put up 30 unanswered points, 3-0 for the first time since '89.
After last week, I thought it was unbelievable that we had a full house, and the fans came, and they were great. They kept positive. They kept fighting for these kids. And forget the coaches. Come for the kids. Come for these young guys that are really trying, and come try to help us beat Kansas State, which we hadn't done very often. I got all cameras and all people out, and I did the talking. It was very quiet. They're very disappointed. I told them all they can do is go back to work and get ready to. They're lucky they've got a conference, and they're lucky they can start over. They're lucky they play a really good team next week that we haven't played well against.
Come for the kids, Mac Brown says. 16 seasons in Texas. How much rope should he have from this event?
It's getting a lot shorter right now. It's hard to expect them maybe to win that game playing without your starting quarterback. They're not going to look like the '85 Bears after you fired defensive coordinator last week. The issue is the execution. Missing tackles in the open field, allowing explosive plays on third down. Danny, at the end of the day, hiring Manny Diaz falls on Mac Brown. Firing him 2 weeks in the season also falls on Mac Brown. He makes $5.5 million a year. That's not Floyd Mayweather money. But still, you're expected to win. They need massive improvement against Kansas State.
There are very few coaches in college football who kind of deserve the right to call their own shots. I believe Mac Brown is one of them. You know, national title in 2005. He was there in the game in 2009. But he has to do some really deep soul searching. The Red River rivalry against Oklahoma, they lost that game, gave up 63 points last year. If they lose that one, I think that might be
They've been blown out 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
We will find out. 4 Big Ten Pac-12 matchups yesterday. Ohio State without Braxton Miller out west taking on Cal. 5th year getting his first start. Danny, what did you like from Kenny Guyton?
My biggest question for Ohio State in general was how would Braxton Miller look as a passer this season? Well, Kenny Guyton answered that question for me. Sensational job reading the defense, cover 2 there. He gets deep past him. Beautiful throw. He had several deep balls early that were better. And I know Urban Meyer, after the game, said, hey, we might have to find a way to work Kenny Guyton into our offense. He won 1 national title at Florida working 2 quarterbacks. Might do it again here.
Meyer saying those downfield throws were right on the dot. Here he hits Corey Brown for the 6-yard score. Ohio State goes on to win this one 52-34. Guyton called that start a blessing. Arizona State looking to make it 9-0 against Big Ten teams at Sun Devil Stadium. This was a wild finish out in Wisconsin. First of all, Arizona State up and looking to add to it, Jesse.
Yeah, Marion Grice right here scored once every 7.5 times he touched the football last year. He's in shame.
But the Badgers, they respond quickly. Melvin Gordon, he had 2 TDs on the day, including that one. Now, Wisconsin goes for 2 points, but it fails. So now with under 20 seconds to play, they're down 2. Joel Stave taking the snap, and then it's just complete confusion out there, guys.
Yeah, the officials really let this game get away from it here at the end. They should have made a delay of game call if Arizona State is dropping on that football, or if they weren't sure if Stave downed it or not, then take it to the review and look at it.
And the clock's still running. The referees aren't getting the Arizona State defenders off the football, and they're not allowing the Wisconsin offensive line to get set up so they can spike the football. Joel Stave, you can see how upset he is. Clock expires. As you take a look at this again, it appears his knee is down. The clock is still going to run, but Stave now wants to clock it. Arizona State just going to jump on the football, try to slow this thing down. Yeah, I don't know if the referees really managed the situation the way they needed to.
Yeah, Wisconsin's coach echoed those sentiments.
Shame it went down the way it went down at the end, and that's what I almost say about it, but it is a shame that it went down that way. I'd like to get an explanation. Wish I could have got one up there, but it's just gut-wrenching when you have to learn in these situations when it takes something so special away from kids.
Just a bizarre ending. Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No, I haven't. Definitely not. You'd have to be more demonstrative if you're Joel Stave. You could even go up to the official before the play and say, hey, we're going to kneel it. I'm going to center it. So they have a heads up.
but ultimately it comes on the officials. And there's a new rule in college football too. You got to play with more urgency. If he snapped that at 2 seconds, the game would have ended because of the new 3-second rule where you only get one play if it's past 3 seconds.
Heartbreaking way to lose if you're Wisconsin, but this really puts a bow on a bad weekend for the Big Ten. 4 key matchups against Pac-12 teams. They only won one of those. 2 of their ranked teams lost. Penn State loses to UCF. Michigan had to struggle to beat Akron. These early non-conference games are big because voters late in the year look back at these games to determine which conferences are the best, which play the toughest schedules, and which teams are the most deserving of playing BCS National Championship games.
Yeah, Big Ten certainly with their work cut out for them to get that message and bump up their standing after this weekend. Danny Canal, Jesse Palmer, thank you much.
Well, at SportsCenter, we're still waiting for Ed Reed to make his debut with his new team, the Houston Texans, and it will not come today. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, team officials have told him that he is not back from off-season hip surgery well enough to get into the game. So, Texans against the Titans, Ed Reed will be on the sideline. Colin Kaepernick, Russell Wilson, rising stars in a budding rivalry between the Seahawks and the 49ers. Or is it? The players are saying about that. And the chase finally underway amid a controversial start. We're going to take you to Chicago with NASCAR's message to the drivers and the level of excitement on the track.